Silent Truth Stories. There is a moment in every human life when silence becomes louder than noise. This is the story of one such moment. Ethan had always believed that the mind was a safe place, a private space where thoughts came and went, where pain faded with time, and where memories stayed quietly in the past. He was wrong. On the outside, Ethan's life looked ordinary. He woke up every morning at the same time, went to work, smiled politely at coworkers, and returned to his small apartment in the evening. Nothing about him suggested chaos. Nothing hinted at the war happening inside his head. It started slowly, a thought here, a doubt there. At first, it was easy to ignore. Everyone has bad days, he told himself. Everyone feels tired. Everyone questions their choices. But the thoughts didn't leave. They stayed. They repeated themselves. They grew stronger. At night, when the world finally fell quiet, Ethan's mind became restless. Memories he thought he had buried long ago began to surface. Words he once heard echoed again, sharper than before. You're not enough. You always fail. You don't deserve peace. He didn't know where the voice came from. It sounded like his own, yet not entirely. It knew his weaknesses too well. It reminded him of every mistake he had ever made. Ethan tried to distract himself. He watched videos, scrolled endlessly through his phone, filled his days with noise. But the moment silence returned, so did the voice. Over time, the voice became more demanding. It questioned every decision he made. Every smile felt fake. Every laugh felt forced. Even the mirror began to feel like an enemy. He stopped trusting his own thoughts. One evening, after a particularly long day, Ethan sat alone in his apartment, staring at the wall. The room was quiet, too quiet. That was when the voice returned, calmer than usual. "Why are you still fighting?" it asked. Ethan closed his eyes. He didn't answer. "You've tried. You did everything you could, and yet here you are, tired, empty, still broken." His chest tightened. His breathing slowed. For the first time, the voice didn't sound cruel. It sounded understanding, almost comforting. That frightened him more than anything else. Days turned into weeks. Ethan began withdrawing from the world. Messages went unanswered. Calls were ignored. His apartment became his entire universe, and even that felt unsafe. The voice grew louder when he was alone, quieter when people were around. It waited patiently, knowing it would have his attention again. One night, unable to sleep, Ethan sat on the floor with his back against the bed. His hands trembled. His thoughts raced. "I just want it to stop," he whispered. The voice replied immediately. "It can." Ethan froze. "For so long you've been fighting me," the voice said. "But I am you. I've always been you. I exist because of everything you've been through." Tears filled his eyes. "If you stop resisting, you'll finally rest." For a moment, Ethan believed it. The idea of rest felt tempting. The idea of silence felt beautiful. But then something else surfaced. A memory. A younger version of himself laughing without fear. A moment when life felt lighter. A moment when he still believed in tomorrow. The memory was faint, but it was real. Ethan took a deep breath. "No," he said softly. The voice paused. "No," it repeated. "I won't let you decide for me." His voice shook, but he didn't stop. "You are part of me, but you are not all of me." The silence that followed was heavy. The voice returned, angrier now. "You can't escape me." "I know," Ethan replied, "but I can learn to live with you without obeying you." That night didn't fix everything. The voice didn't disappear. The pain didn't vanish. But something changed. Ethan realized that the battle inside him wasn't about winning or losing. It was about understanding, about acknowledging pain without letting it control him. The next morning, he opened his window. Fresh air filled the room. The world didn't look different, but he felt different. For the first time in a long while, he chose to stay. And sometimes that choice is the bravest victory of all.